right now they're spending tremendous amounts of money to improve the infrastructure for the data centers, and they are passing that cost on to the residential ratepayers. And that's why in the last 2 or 3 years, you have seen your price per kilowatt hour spike.
But I've also seen
expending huge amounts of money.
Hold on. Listen, we have a conversation. I'm not going to cut you off. But I was also under the impression, maybe I'm wrong, you tell me, that we've now changed the rules where they do have to pay for quite a bit more of their infrastructure than they did 5 years ago.
Where did you find that information? Because I don't see it. The law states that Virginia Power has to spread the cost of infrastructure improvements out amongst all the ratepayers.
See, I think that's where I need to figure out exactly what that is. So, no, if that's the case, yeah. Well, okay, back up for a second. Do we have a grid that needs to be updated no matter what?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not nearly to the extent that it needs to be updated for the data centers.
Okay, stop. If you're just going to yell, then we can't have a conversation. Let me ask you this. Do we need to upgrade the grid? Correct? Yes, I'd agree, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how do we do this? If data centers are taking all of that, do they need to pay their fair share? I agree with you. Would you say yes?
Yes.
Okay, so then we have to find okay, but that's not what I asked you. I'm asking you, do they need to pay their fair share? Absolutely. So that's what we need to hold accountable to our legislators and to Dominion and all the rest of these people. Hey, people need to pay for these as they're coming on. Let me ask you the difference. And you're going to get mad at this, but I just want to ask you the difference. If I've got a new subdivision that goes in, do those people need to pay for their upgrade of transmission lines and what they do to the grid?
Well, as current law currently states, that expense is going to be spread amongst all ratepayers across Virginia.
Right. So now it's
the idea, and I understand that from when it was just residential customers, but when you have giant multi-billion-dollar corporations requiring 10x the amount of electricity that residential customers require.
Is there a net? Okay, let me ask you this. Is there a net good that they bring?
Not necessarily, because once they're built, a huge data center might employ like 12 people.
Right, but they employ. So, okay, well, how much money do they?
And they're getting a reduced rate on their electricity because they're buying it in bulk.
Okay, but hold on a second. So let's talk what you were talking about. And here's my research. Okay, if I build a big plant and I'm building cars, I'm going to have 100 people, and they're going to make $50,000 a year, and that's what they bring into the economy, into what we're doing. If I build a data center and I only have 12 people, but each of those people are making $120,000, is that the amount of income that's coming into the community?
Yes.
Okay. So we have people that have better
But we don't know that they're going to be making that kind of money, because Sam Altman said that we're going to spend this money to build AI, and then we're going to ask it how we generate revenue with it.
Okay.
That's just insane.
Okay, see, but do you understand my point? If this is an industrial revolution, we're really not sure where it's going.
Yes, don't you?
What's that?
Usually you have a plan on how you're going to generate revenue with a business before you invest a bunch of money to start a business, don't you?
So when the last industrial revolution was beginning, did they have a master plan of how it was going to work?
Yeah.
They did?
So
they did.
Yes, Rockefeller had a plan on how he was going to make a better kerosene, and he was going to saturate the market with that better kerosene.
And if he had failed at it, then what would happen?
He'd have failed at it, but he didn't fail because he had a plan on how he was going to generate revenue beforehand.
And how many other people do we not know? Okay, thanks for the call. Thanks for the call. See, this is the part where I got to jump in because you're not listening. How many other people have that same plan? I'm not saying the data centers are good. I'm not saying the data centers are bad. But I think we have to have an open mind to this, because it's the next industrial revolution. Do you want to get ahead of it, or do you want to fall behind it? That's my big question. I'm not saying they're all great. I'm not saying I want one next to me, but I do want some leadership when it comes to this. And by the way, thank you for the call, because I get it. I get I don't want to say, I get why people are so bent out of shape, and you should be. Let's get all the answers. All right, that's it. I got to get out of here. Dave's telling me to shut up and talk. All right. Today's program brought to you in part by our friends at Freedom Services and Training, the biggest little gun store in town, located in Mechanicsville. All right. There's a reason we get up every morning. It's to discuss things, talk with you, and to stand up for this country. There's a couple things I believe in standing up for every day. That's my family, and that's this great country. That's why we get up every morning to bring you Richmond's Morning News. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
Please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America.